So you have a sister that was just expressing that, she wanted to have a family. She wanted, a good brother in her life and form a family. But she was going to refer to how she was basically attacked in the comment section, and she's making a response to that. Let's go ahead and roll that.
So I made a post recently saying no matter how many times a black man has done me wrong, I still want black love. Something about black partnership is so beautiful to me. I still want my black husband with our black kids. And the amount of black women that came in my comment section talking shit about their own men is crazy to me. And I want to say to those black women in particular, it don't matter how far you go to the other side. The minute you procreate, your son is black. I don't care how light his hair, how light his eyes, or how light his skin tone is. That's a black man right there. And it's a whole 7 continents out there. I know my black king is somewhere. If he ain't in America, he might be in Australia. If he ain't in Australia, he might be in the Caribbean. If he ain't in Caribbean, he might be in UK. I'm getting that man.
I don't know why in America it seems like it's just, especially online, I would say, like it's such a radical thing to say what she's saying. I mean, if you look at statistics, most groups marry within their groups, no matter if they're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Arab, whatever group you come from, most people marry within their groups. So for her to say this is not nothing abnormal. It's not nothing abnormal for what we've seen. And if you don't marry someone within, your particular group, but you marry someone, of a different community and you fell in love with them, and it's definitely based on love and things like that, not nothing, that nefarious or, you're trying to, how people use other, marriages or relationships to, have some deep-seated thing that they have, as long as it's not nothing like that, then hey, it's your life, do what you want to do. You got to be in that relationship, nobody else. I'm not one to be here trying to tell people who to be with or whatever. I don't do the Dr. Umar thing. I just don't. I think it's silly because you're not going to stop grown people from doing what they want to do. I just, when you get to the stage I am in life, you worry about the things that you could change and the things that you could impact, and you don't worry about things that has nothing to do with you personally sometimes, unless you could make a change for the better. But there are people, believe it or not, who have an attitude of, anti-blackness. And to attack her or to say something's wrong with that, like what is wrong with what she's saying? First of all, it is her life. If she wants to be with a brother, she wants to marry a brother, she wants to have kids with a brother, that's her personal choice. That's her life. If you don't feel that way, because it was mostly women attacking her, it wasn't the men. If you don't feel that way, well, then you go do what you think you need to do. It's just that simple. But see, also, this is the problem. This is another problem. Most of those women that's talking like that either are very, hateful, toward brothers, bitter, and they don't have one. But what I've seen with women like that in the community, they'll be like that until they could possibly get one, because really their bitterness and anger comes from they don't have the man, right? So those kind of women would attack women and call them pick-me's and all of that. But really, they're pick-me's too, because they want to be picked. No, I don't understand why you're mad at a woman that wants to be picked. Don't get that, because you truly pick-me too. And then some of them will say, you know what, well, I'm just going to go to men of other communities. And then they get a rude awakening that men of other communities not trying to fool with you like that. Especially, because the first man they try to go to is Brad, right? We all know that story about Brad. Brad wants to have Becca and Connor, right? He's not trying to have Drake and Alicia Keys. Sorry, the average Brad is not trying to have those kids. They want kids that look like them, period. And we know the genes of black people is extremely powerful. No matter who we have a child with, that child is, like that sister said, is going to come out looking like us. Period. That's how strong our genes are. So since those black women who feel that way, you go to Brad, that your genes are still powerful. It's just that simple. You go to any group of men, your genes is still powerful. That's why it's not going to be a number one choice, especially with the men of those other groups. Sure, some of the men would do it, but it's going to be the minority. It's not going to be the majority. But there's no reason somebody should be attacking her because she wants to be with a brother. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see how people do that, or even waste your time coming to somebody's comment section about their personal life and their choices, which you wouldn't stop anyway. You wouldn't stop it. So I don't get why you would be, just typing on a keyboard all mad, or your phone, 9 times out of 10, on your phone, trying to tell her about, and then sometimes, believe it or not, the folks come in there will say, well, no, it's don't you think it's wrong? I mean, sure, love is love. Well, not for everybody it is. Some people are very specific and targeted on where their love is going to go. And there's nothing wrong with that, no matter what group you come from. You don't have to date people outside of your community if you don't want to. And I don't view it as racism for you to say that's not what you want to do. Your preference, your body, your choice. That's how I feel about it. And everybody should respect that, including people in our own community, period.